to G.
G to G, good to go. Welcome, everybody. This is Old School Law. I am Dantron, 69K, back with another episode. This is going to be a fun one. We're going to do this. This is the coolest pieces of gaming memorabilia that we, it doesn't have to be the coolest, but just some cool pieces of gaming memorabilia. It's just one of those fun situations that you just talk about with your friends, and you're like, what's the story behind this? That's what we're doing here today. So I'm excited about it. I got a couple of people here. Over to my this direction, Wolfman.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
And then for today in the dessert position down below, Scantron 5K.
The dessert position. What's up?
Right on. Thanks you guys for coming and hanging out. I'm excited to just kick it with you for a little bit. And so Wolfman, I know this was kind of a thing, and like you normally say, it's not like a braggadocious type thing. It's just fun stories that you share with your friend on why something means something to you or a story behind something. And so we were just shooting the crap, and we just came up with this idea, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We might have to do some supplementals. I know there's a lot of people that wanted to be on this episode, but life happens and they're not here. So do you want to cover anything for yourself right off the bat before we start going into your items, or what?
Yeah, so, I mean, you pretty much made everything clear, but I just want to stress that it could be like the coolest thing that you have. It doesn't have to be a high-ticket item or a high-priced, valuable item. I think the beauty of this episode is finding something that maybe isn't worth a lot of money, but it's worth something to you as far as memories and nostalgia. So I know when it's my turn, I have like 2.5, like 3 things I'm going to show. And, as far as value goes, it's not worth a lot, but it's priceless to me because it means the world to me, and it's what got me into the hobby and so forth. So that's the beauty of the episode. So we're not going to be showing, $5,000, $10,000 items, but we're going to show things that have meaning to us and stories.
Absolutely. Scan, you got something, or you just want to start this bad boy up?
Hey, man, I got some pieces that I'll show, and just like you said, they are not expensive at all. And they all might be Mortal Kombat related, so I'm just giving you that heads up.
I expect nothing less. Yeah. All right. So, Scan, let's just start it off. You go ahead and start rolling for us.
Okay, yeah, actually, I will do that. And the first item I have is the cheapest, smallest thing that anyone will show on this episode, I guarantee it. But I got this when I was a teenager at my local arcade somewhere, and it's been in a jewelry box forever. I actually wore it to Combat Con in 2017. I pinned it to like my backpack strap, but it's this little guy right here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the dragon.
A little tiny mini Mortal Kombat pin. I've had it since I was a kid, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to dig this out. I'm going to do it on this episode of Law. And, probably completely worthless to anybody else right now, but I've had it for 20-something years, so I am going to start off with my mini New Kids on the Block pin.
So I got a question, Scan. Do you remember where you got it? Did you get it out of like one of those dispensing things, or did you like trade in? Was it like back in the day with Ticket Redemption? It was just kicking in, and it was in one of those. But do you remember where you got it from?
I tried so hard before we got on this call to remember where I got it from, and I got nothing.
It just appeared.
Just had it.
Yeah.
I've just had it since I was a kid.
It just appeared out of your DNA. It just fell out.
It's just one of those things, like I was thinking about it when I was digging through my jewelry box where it's at. And I'm like thinking, man, one day when I'm dead and gone, someone's going to go through this box and find all this shit. And that little pin's going to be in it. So it's going to be one of those things that I'll have for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? It's just all stupid. I like it. So I figured, hey, it's the little things, right?
Well,
we all got.
Go ahead.
What's that?
Oh, no, go ahead. Continue. We all got.
I was going to say, man, we all got nice, expensive things now. We're adults. We can, for the most part, afford to buy the things that we want. So it's not always about the dollar amount. And that's why I picked that. So that was my first round pick. do you guys think?
Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, because you hit the nail on the head. I almost wonder, I could picture like a young Scan going into Acme or Super Fresh and asking his mom for a quarter, putting it in the machine where the chicken lays a freaking egg, and he cracks open the egg and it's a Mortal Kombat pin.
Oh God, dude. I wish I could tell you that was the case.
I was imagining like you went for Mortal Monday to pick up something, and that was like a free gift that they gave out with Mortal Kombat 2 or Mortal Kombat 1.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's what I was imagining.
If I had held on to some of the precious memorabilia that I had, I would have so much other cool little trinkets. I'm going to do a big fat shot of Jaeger to jog my memory and see if that helps.
No problem. So what's really cool though, Scan, too, is you made me think about this. Like, so you have that pen, but you also have something that's kind of a nostalgic piece of, gaming memorabilia, and it's actually on your Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet, and it was never purchased that way, but it has the 420 scratched in it and the cigarette burn. To me,
I love that.
That's one of those things, right, that I'm talking about, that is gaming related, arcade related, history related, that is worthless, basically worthless to anybody that doesn't understand the story or have a affinity to it. That's I wouldn't even think of replacing the acrylic on that Mortal Kombat machine, on that control deck. A big fat, it's not a huge one, but it's a little brown melted cigarette burn where someone set it down to probably try and pull off a fatality that they didn't get. And then there's a 420 scratched into it. That's the type of stuff, man. It just tells you a history about the machine, where it's been. But I was going to use my cabinet, but I'm like, why would I do that, man? Everyone knows I got it. I've had it forever. It's like, I'm going to pull out some of the little stupid things that no one's ever seen, Yeah, super cool, though, dude. Super cool. Thanks for sharing that,
man.
That's awesome. We doing shots? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, we are. I'm going to get my bottle.
Well, normally we don't do like straight up shots on Law, but I'm going to. Let's see. All right. Sorry, guys. Pause for Law, but we're going to do it. Oh, by the way, one take. So this isn't going to be copious amounts. So
could I grab mine?
Don't demonetize. Yeah, go ahead. You can go grab.
All right, give me 20 seconds.
No problem.
Oh, it's going to be copious amounts for me.
Well,
why not?
It's fine.
Are you on call tonight? You're not on call, are you?
Nope. I am taking an on call tomorrow. So, but that's fine. I don't care about that.
Hey man, nobody cares. Yeah,
nobody cares. Good. Nobody cares. Yeah. So
I care about your livelihood, but
I know it's cool. It's cool. Yeah. So that pin is going to be one of those things that you might want to, like, I was just thinking about that because I have a few of those things too that can just, oh shoot. All right, I got something for the next supplemental because it's upstairs and I'm not going to run it. But yeah. All right, so let's go. Shots. I'm being ghetto and I'm going to take it right from the bottle. So
that's the only way I do it.
Yep. Thanks for hanging. I greatly appreciate it. This is going to be a lot of fun. And oh, dude.
Oh shit!
Oh,
I overfilled it.
Man down.
All right, here. You guys know how I roll. I got to go ahead and slurp it from the top. No, right. Dan. No, Dan.
Nope. All right, y'all.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I finished it. Yep. Okay. Good. All right. So now we're warmed up. Let's go.
I had to give my shot glass some floppy toppy.
Dude. Okay. So, hey, thanks, Scan. But I was just going to say, like, that pin, and I was thinking about a couple of things that I have that I think I'm going to put, like, a sticky note or something small, like a little, something that's not going to damage it, but on the backside so it actually will have just a note or something like, this is important because, right? So, okay. But I have a few more of those things now that I just thought about it. You actually sparked my memory on some stuff that I have. That's
what the Jaeger does, man. Dude, Jaeger is helping you.
It's helped me remember, like my Jaeger, the actual, what is it, the helmet? There you go. But the thing is that these things, like, they'll have a little note on it so people will know once I'm gone, like, why did Dan keep this? That's what I want. I want people to understand, like some of these people that watch this video, you might know why I keep these things. So you know, if I'm dead and gone and you happen to notice one of these things, you'd be like, oh, Dan said a story about fill in the blank. I want there to be something like that on it. So I'm actually going to take some time and go back through some of my stuff because I have so many freaking things like that it's like it doesn't mean anything to anybody if they just see it unless they know like what happened in my brain and why it is what it is. So
Yep.
awesome.
I totally get it, man.
Wolfman, you're up.
Oh, geez. Okay. So my turn might take slightly a little bit longer. Excuse me.
The Jaeger.
Yeah, a little horse and frog in my throat. All right, so it starts off with this. It looks like an innocuous kind of magazine here.
Oh, I've had that before.
It's so this is called the Nintendo Fun Club News, and you would send away for this. I believe this was June, July 1988.
That's so
awesome. I was what, 13? And why I love it is if you look on the back, I know it's hard to see with this light, but it says Al Wolf, which is my dad. So it was sent to him, and the address where we live, where we grew up, 402 Larkspur Street, Philadelphia, PA. And it's just, this was so nostalgic because I remember when my dad got this subscription for us boys, and we would get it once a month, and it would detail or highlight box art of Nintendo games coming out.
So cool.
It's got little reviews, Rad Racer, Punch Out, and really, I mean, we didn't have the internet back then, and this is basically what you had aside from going into a store and looking at the actual box art. So to me, that, and I have a couple others like I kept, like here, this one has Zelda on it.
Oh, Wales.
Yeah, Wales, that's right. And this one,
yeah.
Oh, that's a cool one. That's a really cool one.
And it's funny
Mike
because
Tyson on
this
it?
one, for whatever reason, this has, you can't see it because of the light, but this has my brother's name on the back, which is interesting. So, and then from there, Nintendo Fun Club News went the way of the dodo and became extinct and turned into my favorite subscription of all time, which is called Nintendo Power. And this is
the first.
This is the first episode.
Oh, hang on, where's right down there
that I have here, and I have it in plastic, and I also have the second not episode, second edition in here as well. So the first two editions, and yeah, that's right, Dan. You got it
metal,
right over there,
the metal one.
And I swear, I remember sitting down. I think I was taking a grumpy at the time, and most of these, you know, you pick up, you grab your Nintendo Power, you head to the bathroom, and you're just looking at all the game art, and you're getting excited, and you're reading the reviews, and
don't read between that. Nope. Getting excited in the bathroom. Nope.
Not that excited. I didn't say a hustler. I said
69K. Go ahead. Keep going.
And it's just, to me, like between the Nintendo Fun Club News and the Nintendo Power, it drums up all of those memories of getting excited about gaming and the Nintendo Entertainment System and all of that stuff. So I know that first edition is worth a little bit of money, but you know, the Nintendo Fun Club's probably not worth much, but
it's probably worth more.
What's that first edition worth?
The first edition of Nintendo Power?
Yeah, what do you think that's worth?
I have it here. It's our app that we have.
It's the most expensive one. It's probably going to be around $80 to $100 if I had to guess.
If you had to guess?
Yeah, maybe $2 if it's really going up there.
Okay, so let's see. We got print media. It is, yeah, Dan's right. It's $154 is the average.
I would love to get a whole set of Nintendo Powers again. I only have a few of mine left. I had a bunch of them, but I would love to have. I love the physical stuff, like the history of physical.
Yeah.
We're to go into our preserving the past into the future episode a little bit again, where that stuff is going away. Like, remember getting games? Like, remember Scan, like Mortal Monday, where you got your Sega Genesis Mortal Kombat, and it came with a book inside it, right? A book inside the case. You don't get that stuff anymore. Like that. Same thing with Nintendo Power and
Dude.
the internet. They give it to you and they can take it away.
So when you guys first got your Megacades, did you guys get down on all the digital magazines and check out those Nintendo Power stuff?
Yep, sure did. 100%. The Game Pro and all that stuff.
I didn't. I
did. I love it.
There's some stuff on the Megacade that's ridiculous. Like those commercials are so bad quality. I mean, it's interesting, but I mean, it's almost unwatchable. It's horrible.
I would rather have the commercials and the magazines on there, even with their bad, than the movies. Like, get that garbage out.
Yeah,
of it, right. So,
agreed.
But because it's history and all that stuff was old school. Like, there was all like low 240p or whatever. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome, Wolf. Thanks for sharing those ones. Yeah, the memories that come back. Just you talking about that, it's freaking awesome.
My pleasure.
Scan, did you ever have Nintendo Powers?
Yeah, I wasn't a subscriber or anything, but we definitely bought them when we were kids. And when he was talking about how his dad's name was on the address from 1988 and all that, I just remember I made my dad call the 1-800 number in the back of the Game Pro magazine to pre-order the port of Mortal Kombat 2 for Sega Genesis like 6 months before it came out. And like we had like, you know, our proof of purchase. I don't know, dude. I was just like, I wish I still had stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
I was never more excited for a game in my life than when that was coming out.
You know what, Scan? I was just thinking about that. You know what would be really stinking cool? Because those games are not super expensive. Like, they're not. Like, you can get a Mortal Kombat 1, a Mortal Kombat 2 for Sega Genesis. They would be almost worth it to purchase them just because they're Genesis and they're nice cases, just to have them as display pieces.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, stuff like that. It's just cool to look at.
It is. I love all that older stuff. It's so.
I got some pages that I have somewhere ripped out of old Game Pros and stuff. Man, I don't know. It's somewhere.
Yeah, you'll find it now that we're talking about it. You're gonna be like, dude, where the heck is this stuff at? All right. So thanks, Wolf. I'm gonna shift to the next one. All right. So I'm gonna take you back on this one. Again, these things are not necessarily worth a lot of money overall, but to us, they're worth a lot. So back in 1996, taking you all the way back, 1996. So I was still in high school. You can figure that one out. Right. So 96, there was a, what do I want to call it? There was an arcade, a specialty arcade that was brought into existence by the name of GameWorks. It actually is still in existence in downtown Seattle. I know most of them shut down because they expanded across everywhere. Like, there was tons of them. It started by Sega of America, or Sega, I think just Sega in general, because they were all over the place. And
I love them.
There was some other place that was tied into it. It was a Sega and like RTK or some other company that went together. So anyways, the first one that opened was 35 minutes from my house in Seattle. And I made a point. It was right around the same time that the first Nike Town opened up, same spot in downtown Seattle. So within the first 2 weeks, it was the second weekend open, we actually went to GameWorks. And it was one of the first times, back in 96, they didn't have a lot of they had tokens for arcades, but they didn't have the actual card readers. That was new technology. And I still have my original first, look at that, grand opening cards from GameWorks originally opening. And back in the day, I just kept it because I was like, dude, I'm going to keep these because these are freaking awesome. But
those are dope, dude.
So the smart card, so the back of them, and so I remember going to GameWorks the first time and walking up to it. I'm gonna give you some flashbacks. Walking up to GameWorks, and there was a big window. There was a huge statue of Shinobi there, like an actual 3D statue of Shinobi. You walk in, and I'm gonna blow some people's minds. You walk in, and there was a 2.5 story to 3 story game. So that was the cool part about GameWorks, is that they had specific game experience. Remember me, I'm an experience guy. I like the experience cabinets. They had experiences made specifically for GameWorks. specific. And I remember when I hold these cards, it pulls up the memories of what this was. I remember walking in, seeing that Shinobi and going, whoa, that's awesome. Walking through the door and then seeing right in front of the door this 2.5, 3 foot tall, like rounded screen. It was a rounded screen. It was convex, so it was curved towards us, right? It wasn't concave where you're looking at it right now. So convex and wrapped around, and there were 8 chairs that hung from it. And it was these chairs. It was a game that you would literally sit in, 8 people at a time. You strap yourself into these, and as you're playing, you're leveling up, and it's moving up the stories as you're shooting like balloons and all kinds of stuff, and you'd move up to the top, and at the very end, boom, it would drop you all the way back down, and you'd get off.
I love that game, dude.
It was when I saw that, it blew my mind the first time. Then you walk back a little bit further, and they had a row. This is for you, Arcade Adam. They had a row of 8 like F1 style cars that were full motion cars for virtual racing. And there was a camera on every single car that showed the person driving it with TVs up above so people could stand and watch the people. And they had a live announcer that was announcing the race like real time as you were racing.
Oh, yeah, they totally did have that. You're right, dude. You're like bringing back a lot of memories, dude. My local GameWorks did all the same shit. It was awesome.
Dude, it was
Plus, you could go in there and drink. Well, not when we were underage, but as soon as we turned 21, I used to go up there and have a party. We would go up there for birthday parties and stuff and just all get drunk.
Yep.
Play games.
So you get this even. So this is a part of my GameWorks has been a part of my life for a long time. So I went to this GameWorks right when they, second opening weekend, and for my bachelor party, that was one of the stops that my brother-in-law took us to. I threw up in their bathroom, all that fun stuff. So but the memories of that GameWorks is tied into my gaming history. Another piece that I remember too is, some of you know, I've talked about it before, my buddy Ryan, when he came to visit me, rest his soul, when he came to visit me, the reason why I have an Initial D version 3s and why I'm going to have a Time Crisis 2 at some point was because we played it there at GameWorks. I took him to GameWorks and we had a great time. I have pictures of us having fun there. So it is tied into my DNA. Arcades are tied into my DNA, but GameWorks in particular. One of the first times that I met these yahoos in real life, we were in Vegas and they had GameWorks still in Vegas. One of the best experiences I've had at an arcade was hanging out with most of these guys there. Scan was at Pawn Stars. You got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah, Ruben and I checked out Pawn Stars.
Yeah, and so which is great. But it would have been fun to see you there. But now they're gone. But there you go. So again, GameWorks cards, and the coolest part though is where it says the grand opening card on it. It's that's awesome. Cool. And
yeah, that's killer, dude.
And it even talks about purchases may use this card at any GameWorks location. However, all sales are final, and purchasers will not be entitled to cash refund or any unused portion. This card expires 2 years from the date of purchase.
Wow. I'd say that's pretty expired then at this point.
Yeah, super cool though, dude. Like that
was the dawn of arcade fucking us from the get-go, right there. Even harder than they always did.
Yeah,
because that's when you just lost track. You didn't know credits. What are they charging me? Credits? You stuff the 20 in the machine. You got a card with credits.
Yep.
Yeah.
So good.
Those are the good old days. Yeah.
So
great memories, man. That's awesome. Now, listening to you, it sounds like a dope place, that GameWorks. Now, I know that we went in Vegas, but we did not have that in Pennsylvania. We did not have, it never came, I guess, to the north.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, we had something called Spaceport, and it was like a local, you had like a pool table and people were getting blowies in the back and just smoking, and just, it wasn't anything like what you're talking about. That seems amazing, like those type of experiences.
Yeah, it was awesome. All right, Scan, you're up again, brother.
Oh, okay. All right. I was kind of like, you know what? There's something I'd rather show you than what I have that I'm going to show you. Hold on, let me get it. I just changed my mind last second.
Got it. We'll go to Wolfman then real quick, because I know he's probably got his stuff.
Okay, yeah. I do. So So I guess to follow up with what I was saying before, this is the game, and I might even have talked about this on another law episode, but this was the game that was always in the games, but this was the game that I went, wow, okay, this is really unbelievable. Like calling up 1-800 numbers for hints and being lost in the woods, and I like being so immersed in a game. I never played anything like that before. Sorry, Wales. Um,
Ah,
it's one of my favorite games of all time. It's the original Legend of Zelda, and I credit this game for my love of RPGs and that type of genre. This is what did it. I mean, I guess you could say I played the Atari 2600 game called Adventure, which
right,
was like, I guess, Atari's version of what an RPG would be: collect the keys, kill the
right.
dragon. But this was next level.
Yeah.
You had a map and just secrets and weapons and leveling up, and just it was unlike anything I had played before. And there have been RPGs, I guess, before Zelda, especially in Japan, Dragon Quest games and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And but this one, I don't know why I resonated so much with this, but um that is just something that I will never sell. I don't care if I'm broke on the street and won't eat. I
Mm.
just, to see that box and the game inside just drums up so many memories for me, so nostalgic.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else to say, man. It's just it's
That
bringing a pseudo tear to my eye.
that game, I think it was the first like big adventure game that you felt like you could be immersed in a world. It wasn't like you're in some place and you got to do these tasks. That one was like, okay, I'm in this world and I know that there is this, this haunted forest here, or I know that there is, I got to get over. And I think that was very, very unique, and the graphics were so good, and the world was so big. I could see why you would get lost and why that, because for me, I played a little bit. I didn't have a whole lot of time to like go through and go detailed like you. I was more interested in at that time like Gauntlet and stuff like that, where I could play with
Yeah.
my friends because I've always been like a multiplayer type person. So I didn't give it like the time that you gave it, but now since I've gotten older, I've given it more time, and I can see why as a kid you would lose yourself in that because there was nothing like it. Like you said, adventure, yeah, but it was the graphics were so bad in adventure that it's
It
hard to
was.
it's hard to book it, and get yourself locked into this world when there's so many like stuff.
Oh yeah, you were a square,
Uh,
like literally a square,
yeah.
and it was ridiculous. But I mean, it's obviously the technology of the time. But
Yep.
um,
Well, and I bet you, tell me if I'm wrong, Wolf. I
yeah,
bet you that's a 5-screw cart in there.
I don't know. Let's
Don't
see.
don't bend the box.
I'm a
It
failure tonight, dude. Oh my
is
god.
not.
Oh, that's your original non 5-screw, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the one I had when I was a kid. This
Okay.
is
But let me
I
guess.
have a 5-screw,
You
I
do have
believe.
a 5-screw, right?
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, so good. Man.
Yeah,
That
memories, man.
that's
That's
awesome.
what this episode is about. And everything that's been said for the most part is taking me down memory lane, you know?
That's the most important part about this, right? It's like and I've said this before is we like gaming and we like, we just but it's what gaming unlocks, right? It unlocks these memories that would normally be otherwise locked. And it's you get an emotional connection to you when you were young and more carefree, and situations and friends that you never even that you haven't thought about for years, like my buddy Teddy Freebie being over at his house and playing Gauntlet, and all of these things that just come up, and you haven't thought about this person for years, and then playing Section Z, right? I guess, yeah, I didn't say sector this time. Section Z.
Yeah,
Now,
right. Yeah.
and it's just on the small 13 or 9-inch CRT TV and tube TV, and oh dude, yeah, good times. Hey, Scan, I saw you pass by. You
I
coming back?
did. All right. So I frantically was looking for this other thing that I switched to, and I can't find it.
That's all right. Whatever.
I thought I had it in a spot. Actually, here, I'll show you what I got. So I'm gonna go ahead.
We'll do a supplemental with more people, and then we'll have more chats about this stuff, because I think this is an awesome series that we could have. Just the stories.
I think there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So here, am I up, or did you guys?
You're up. You're up, brother.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
My bad. All right. So what I got here is.
Yeah.
So this is the collector's edition Scorpion mask. Like, it's not even like a helmet. It's just like the collector's edition mask. I actually lit it up with some RGB lighting in there. And then behind it, this is just kind of an add-on. That's a picture of me at my local game room arcade when I was a kid. I think I was 14. It was called Area Code 313. And I'm sitting there in front of the Mortal Kombat 2 machine. So I got this all up here behind my cabinet.
So cool.
But my best friend, when I turned 40, my best friend sent this to me, and I didn't know he was sending it. So I had this big box show up on my front porch, and I was like, what the fuck is this, dude? So I opened it up, and I was like, what? And he just knew that I wanted it. I was like, yeah, I'm going to get one of those, man. I haven't taken the time to find one and actually get one. And he sent that shit to me, and it was a sweet gift. And of course, it's been proudly displayed in the game room ever since. It's nothing from my childhood, but it's a gift that I really appreciated, and I rep it proudly. Of course, I had to doctor it up because that's just how I roll. That's what we do.
Yeah.
And that's all I got, man. There's no nostalgia attached to it other than 3 years ago.
Well, you got the picture that it kind of ties into that picture, right? So all of that stuff goes together. It's a whole package. You got the MK2 cabinet, you got the special edition Scorpion mask, and then you got the picture, the history picture in there. It all goes together to create a story narrative, right? So
and one of the best parts of that story is the picture hanging in the back. I think I was like 25 years old, and I was like, Mom, I know there's a picture. I've seen this picture where I've got to find it. I know it's somewhere. I'm sitting in front of the Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet at Area Code 313. And so she had it and didn't tell me, and blew it up and framed it and gave it to me at Christmas that year.
So cool, dude.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
You know what's really cool about that too is think back in the day, because we're all around the same age, right? So you're still a youngin' compared to us, Scan, but all around the same kind of age, and taking pictures like that didn't happen. Like, I was in tons and tons of arcades. Nobody carried around a camera with the the film, and then took the film and got it developed. That's so freaking rare that you have that history. If you think about it, like, that's like a freaking unicorn. You having a picture of you at that time, and you still have it being such a part of your life. It's crazy.
Just because you brought that fact up, I'm gonna sidetrack a little bit more on this picture.
Please. Go ahead.
So I open it up. Now, hold on. You guys got to get a better look at it. Okay, hold on. Let me just show you a little something here.
All right.
How good can you see it? What does my face look like? Am I smiling?
Yes, you're smiling. Which.
All right. Okay. So, funny thing about that, when I got the picture and I opened it up and I was like, whoa, where did you find this? And she had blown it up and framed it. I was like, man, I don't remember smiling in it. I was like, did you modify the picture a little bit? And she goes, my brother chimes in and he goes, yeah, a lot of it, because he's a graphic designer. So I also have the real photo that I now have laminated, and it's sitting here in my kitchen. I'm going to show you. I was eating like an everlasting gobstopper. So here's the real picture. Dude, and I have this proudly displayed, like, it's just, I don't know how good you can see that, but it's totally not me smiling. So my brother took another picture of me where I was smiling, same year, same pack of photos. And you cannot tell because he's just a god at what he does. But I don't know. I've never revealed that to anybody, but it's just cool because I'm like, you know what? Hey, it all worked out.
That's awesome. That's a great story. You already had a great story and you made it epic. That's cool.
Yeah, like I got some tickets or something, and I was like chomping on a freaking jawbreaker while I'm sitting at the MKT machine, and they're like, "Yeah, we're not going to blow that one up. Adam, fix this for your brother."
Yep.
Oh my God.
Please fix this.
Wonka would be proud.
That's cool.
Oh God, yeah.
That's awesome. All right. So is it my turn now? Because I think
it is.
Wolf, you did.
Okay.
Yep.
So
I went before.
Yeah, so my next thing that I'm going to talk about is actually, it's easy because I don't have to hold it or anything. It's actually what I'm wearing. So this T-shirt is from the first Penny Arcade Expo, PAX 04, Bellevue, Washington. I was there. So that situation and this shirt, I can't believe I still have it, right? So but this shirt in particular brings me back to the Penny Arcade Expo, the first one that was there, Maidenbauer Center, huge venue. They had Steel Battalion setups. They had all kinds of stuff that was set up. There were tournaments. I was in a tournament for Double Dash with a buddy of mine. We actually got to the semifinals. No, we made it to the final, and we just didn't show up because I was like, I don't want to take extra time. Yeah, it was such a cool experience. That was like the first big gaming convention I ever went to. I took a lot of data because at that time I was very active in an online community for Steel Battalion, steelbattalion.net, and then there was steelbattalion.org, and there was a group of, there was probably 20 of us that were in there. I was probably one of the most top 5 or 6 active members in there, and that was I did like a play-by-play. I took pictures. I did like we went and did this. We saw this. There was the first time that what was it? Mech Assault 2 was ever playable was there, so I played that and I talked about my impressions of that. I just remember that as being a really fun environment. I remember that was the first environment that I went to that smelled like corn chips because there was so many people that just had such bad BO because it was weird. It was a weird, I never realized that there was so many like older people that just didn't know cleanliness and I was just like, all right, everybody that's been to arcades knows that, but this was a huge venue. You had to pay money to get into it, and it was like, why am I still smelling, pits? But anyways, even outside of that, it was awesome. It was a lot of fun, and that was like one of the first big conventions that I ever just went to in general. Like being able to look at the, what's being in which different room and going back and forth. And there was a buddy of mine, Dan, 2 Dans, right? We were just walking around, being able just to have fun together, and it was just a great experience. And so that's why this shirt it means quite a bit, and it's in really good shape still because I don't wear it often because I care about the shirt. It's like I can't replace it, and it's like just an original Penny Arcade Expo. Awesome. Now you have Penny Arcade West and Penny Arcade East and all that kind of stuff. This was the beginning back in the day. So this shirt means quite a bit. So
the OG shirt.
Yeah.
No, that's good memories, man. Any convention that you go to, if it's something you're truly into, it's an experience. I mean, I haven't been to many, but I've been to one or two with you guys.
And that's the best part, though, right? When you go at like the convention is still, it's cool, but the best part is walking around with your boys and just talking mess and just goofing around and just being like kids again, kids with responsibility, right?
Where's the bar? Let's get a buzz and just walk around, talk some shit, and check shit out. Yeah, man. No, that's definitely good memorabilia, dude. And the thing I went to go search for was a shirt, damn it, that I couldn't find.
Yep.
I think I ended up putting it in a box. Yeah.
It's stored somewhere, but like even at this, you look at it, 04, dude, this shirt is freaking 20 years old. 20 years old, and I've kept it for all these freaking years. As a matter of fact, this shirt, my wife and I got married in 05. This shirt is older than my marriage. It's just crazy.
I know, dude. It's funny because like at some point you want to retire it so it doesn't get ruined. The shirt I was looking for was an OG Mortal Kombat shirt from 1992, not a repop, like an OG. I'm talking, I wore it on tours. I played a bunch of shows in it, and after a while, I was like, man, it's starting to get a hole in the armpit, man. I got to freaking retire this thing, dude.
Yeah. Well, it's you know what? That's a perfect opportunity for you to do a shadow box of it. You know, like what you've kind of done with your pictures in the background, right? You know, doing a shadow box of it, and like if you can find a picture of like you on stage in it, you know, and then you at a con or something, just put a couple of those pictures next to it, and the same shirt, dude. That'd be awesome.
I've seen a picture of him with the Mortal Kombat shirt singing.
I think that's the one.
Yeah.
I think I might have it on my Facebook page or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have definitely seen that.
Just get like a shadow box, because we have a shadow box of a T-shirt that my wife made for my father-in-law that she gave, and she made it for him. So it's like it's like the puff paint and stuff, and we have it shadow boxed and actually displayed. And yep, there you go, Scan.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, that shirt you're wearing right now might end up in a shadow box one day.
I know,
huh?
maybe someday, because this does mean a lot. This shirt is a cool shirt.
Hey, listen, when you're an old man, you can take it out of the shadow box and sniff the corn chips in the armpit.
No, this one doesn't smell. This is good.
Yeah.
This
The
is good.
bratwurst and circus peanuts.
Exactly, and mothballs. All right, so Scan, do you have another one that you want to go over, or was that pretty much it for this? We can cut it at that for this supplemental.
I got one more that we were gonna do if we're doing 3, but I thought it was either you or Wolf.
Nope, it's your turn. Bring it up.
No. Actually, I think it's Wolf's, right? Because I just did one. Because you skipped me, went to Wolf, went back to me, and then you.
No, so
okay, all right, yeah.
So it's still you. It's you now.
Jaeger's kicking in. Okay,
right.
Here we go. All right. So this right here is going to be another wall. This is a prized possession of mine, I have to say. So right here is a framed piece of wall art that I have. And I don't know how far up you can see. For whatever reason, it's got my camera on like wide angle. But you can see I have my. Can you see that medallion in there?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Combat Con 2017 VIP pass. So you get a big medallion. You wore it around your neck. Well, I mean, I put mine right in my backpack, but I'm not a big medallion guy, right? So. Right. And then all of these character photos are the actual actor photos. So when you're at Combat Con, you have everybody, you go around, you meet everybody. These are the actual actors, which is one of the things I love the most about Mortal Kombat, man, is they were real people that played a part. And you just got to meet and hang out with all these people. They all signed it. And I got probably 10 more of these that didn't make the cut. I just had to put my top guys in there. I got Daniel Pacino that played Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Johnny Cage. I got John Parrish, Jax, Carrie Hoskins, Sonya Blade, but the OG Sonya Blade I have, but Carrie Hoskins was hotter because she did Playboy. And then I got Liu Kang, Raiden, Shao Kahn, Kung Lao, Baraka, Shang Tsung, all the guys, man. So that was
Dantron coin.
Yeah, I got the Dantron. Let me show that. This is one of my prized pieces of memorabilia right here too. Just walk around my game room and show.
Nice.
The reason that piece of wall art is so proudly displayed is because I've probably said this before on a million Zooms. I don't know about on the law episode, but one of the funnest weekends of my adult life. There was an after party. So when you buy the Combat Con, I don't know what you want to call it, like it's the VIP pass. So we paid for it all. I met our bass player there. He flew from Michigan. I came from Florida. And you got to go to the after party afterward. And it was at Doc Mac's production room. He's the guy that owns the Galloping Ghost Arcade. It was a wall-to-wall house party. There was a hot chick set up with a folding table, and they had a homemade bar with a bunch of solo cups. You went up, she would make your drink. Luke, the dude that plays Kung Lao, which is, his name's Tony Marquez, he has a band called Kung Lao and the Scorpions. They played a live set. Everyone's there just getting smashed. I'm doing shots with Sub-Zero with freaking Jack. Dude, it was one of the absolute funnest nights. It was just a house party, dude. Just everyone was getting sloppy drunk, having the greatest time ever. And it was one of the funnest weekends of my adult life, man.
That's
Wow.
awesome. Such a cool
So,
story.
Yeah, next time Combat Con comes around, that's the next one we're all doing. When it happens again.
Yep, Combat
That was
Con.
7 years ago. So anyway, that's what I got. That's my 3. Like I said, it would all be Mortal Kombat related, but I don't care because that's just who I am, right?
Yeah, that's all right. I got one sitting here that I'm not going to talk about because I brought a couple extras out that's Mortal Kombat related, but I'll save that for a supplemental. But Wolf, do you have another one?
I have one more. It's right here. I'll go grab it.
Cool.
I'll go grab it.
Yep. I love these stories. This is the best part about all of this. It gets me all freaking hyped. It gets me hyped. It opens my eyes to, like, I wasn't the only one that had these experiences, right? You know, it's so cool. Like,
dude, my first con experience was that Combat Con. That's why I was like, okay, if I'm gonna go to one of these, I'm going to this. Worth every penny.
Yep.
Wow. I mean, your story of how amazing that is compared to when we were at Georgia at the what was it called, Southern Fried, and we were in the old PC room, and I'm talking to some guy from he was 89 years old telling me about a science project, and I don't even believe it that this happened, but apparently I fell asleep while he was talking.
I could believe it.
And Adam Bauer was like, he kind of like punched me to make sure I was okay. I mean, literally, it was the opposite of Combat Con.
Well, it's a memory. It's a memory. That room was 10 minutes of your life that you'll never get back. You're welcome.
Hey, listen, that room made me want to pour bleach in my eyes. Well, I had to get out of it.
So just so you know, I like history and stuff like that, so I was okay in there for a little bit, but I'm going to tell you this straight up. That was a room, and as soon as we saw it the first time, I was like, this is an Adam Bauer room. I'm going to make sure that I spend some time with Adam Bauer in this room because I know it meant a lot to him. So I was like, we're going to go in here. And I bet you he had the opposite. I bet you for Adam, that was probably one of the best parts of that whole entire show.
I'm sure.
In that room. So.
Oh, he gets into it, man. And I can respect it, man. If that's what you get into, for sure.
Yep.
And then that's why you got guys like me that got to bug people like Adam Bauer, because I never gave a shit about the gigawatts and the kilowatts, bro. I was always like, let's just freaking get some cool shit.
Yeah, just turn it on. If it doesn't work, let me pay somebody to fix it. I like
and I'll tell you what, though, you learn a lot through the years buying arcade machines and fixing them and doing stuff. Like, you do learn a lot, but it's always good having people like Adam Bauer that you can reach out to, because they just know more than you do. You know what I mean?
You know what?
Oh, yeah.
You learn a lot if you choose to. I mean, there's a lot of people in this industry, arcades or you know, like emulation arcades and stuff, that just choose not to learn, and then they just complain about stuff. But really, it's one of those things. If you have the right personality and you want stuff to work, you need to learn a little bit. Like I need to know how to change my oil or change a tire. Like, there's so many people nowadays who's like, I don't need to know that stuff. It's kind of the same thing. If I want to live with these arcade machines, I don't want to be dependent on somebody else to do the little things for the arcade machines all the time. I got to at least understand some of them, right?
Very true.
Amen.
All right, Wolfman, what'd you grab?
All right, I'm really, this is kind of embarrassing, but
no.
Since I'm the elder statesman of this cyber room here, I'm showing my age with this one, but it means a lot to me, and I proudly display it. Memories of my dad and me sitting down, we're playing the Atari 2600, and he said, hey, look, I'll give you $5 if you could get 12,000 points in barnstorming.
Oh.
I was like, oh, really? And we would sit down, and it like just couldn't get it. And I'd come back home from school, and I'd play it, and I'd play it, and I'd eventually get it. And I'd scream, hey, Dad, come on down. I did it. I got 12,800. He'd come down, give me $5. And he saw that I had this kind of like competitive spirit. So he found out that Activision had these little contests where you get a high score in one of their games, and you had to take a Polaroid photo of your high score and send it in with a letter to Activision, And if they verified and saw that it was legit, they would give you a patch proving that you like are a high scorer of that game. So I still have 2 of my
Dude.
original Atari 2600 high score patches for Barnstorming and Stampede, and I know I have at least 5 or 6 more that I can't find, but I know are in this house somewhere. But I found these, and I showed this on a LOL episode once, and I don't know, a lot of people aren't really interested. I mean, who cares?
Yes, we are.
Old
No,
patches.
that's cool. That's cool. That's something that you, you covet those things, man. That's legit. Plus, it's a memory that you have with your dad.
Oh, definitely. I mean, like when I look at these patches now, it takes me right back to sitting by him, and I could hear him telling me about, I'm going to give you this. There's no way that you could do this. And, you know, he was kind of like, you know, because he knew that I would goddamn sit there for 7 hours until I got that high score, or over days. And I eventually did for all these games. So,
yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
No, man, that's cool.
That's really cool. Like that's something that most people would never see. Like you might see pictures of that stuff, but not understand the story as to how those came to be and all that kind of stuff. But you having legit ones, like I'm sure there's probably some repros and stuff, but you having legit.
Yeah, no, yeah, these are legit, definitely.
And they're still in such good shape. Like I saw, they're
clean. They're in pretty good shape. I mean, the Stampede one is that you could see like on the ends, it's getting a little frayed on the ends, but for the most part, they're in good shape, good color.
Super cool.
Dude, you know what you should do? You're into tattooing. I know you got a couple tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
I am also a avid tattoo collector. But have you ever seen there are certain artists that they do patch tattoos?
No.
And they literally look, it literally looks like a 3D patch sewn onto your skin, like you would have on a bomber jacket or something.
Really?
And you could have one of those patches tattooed onto you, and it would look like you literally sewed that fucker to your skin.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Now, I'll send you some Instagram pages when we're off this call. And I'm telling you, that'd be, hey, listen, you're an arcade guy, you're a gamer guy, you do like some tattoos, it may be worth something to consider.
Yep, I agree. Especially with those specific patches. That's awesome.
Now, when I send you some of the stuff, it'll blow your mind, dude. Like you'll right now you're thinking, oh, hey, that's cool, Scan. And you're like, it can't be that cool. No, they look legit. Dude.
I know what you're talking about, Scan. They're legit. They're really
wow.
All right. So is it me? Is it my turn?
It is. You're reading everything. Last one.
Last one. So this one's going to be a little bit of a larger one. That's what she said. So the story behind this one is actually before my wife and I were married, I worked in Seattle. And again, my buddy, Dan, you know, maybe someday he'll find this, you know, if ever he starts watching these videos. I mean, we still communicate every once in a while. I don't even think he knows I have a YouTube page, but whatever, because I don't do a whole lot of advertising. Thanks to you guys, whoever subscribes or gives me a thumbs up and stuff. I do appreciate it. But that's not my main goal for these. My main goal is to hang out and just give somebody something fun to watch and just feel like you have, you know, the normal guys just talking. There's no weird ulterior motives and stuff. So I think that's important to me, and that's why I do this channel. But this situation here was I was working in Seattle, and I was one of the smart ones that decided I would take the bus up all the time. So I would drive to the bus station, Tacoma, jump on the bus, take the bus up, because then I had all my free time to do whatever I wanted. I didn't have to think about driving. I didn't have to think about where am I going to park or any of that kind of stuff. So I'd have my Game Boy SP, and I'd be playing, you know, Metroid Fusion or whatever it is on there. I'd be, you know, reading magazines. I'd be coming home on the bus tired, sleeping like this. That was just my life for a while. But I realized, so I'm going back a little bit. My buddy Dan goes, dude, I know I've been talking to you, because basically I was a glorified greeter. I was high-end security at a high-end athletic club there. And Dan, that's how we met. His parents were members there. So we met and we just became friends. He comes running in. He goes, dude, it's out. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's out. Steel Battalion's having a re-release, their Blue Button controller. And I was like, I was like, oh, really? Because I wanted the green button. It was so expensive, but it was out like, I want to say that was like 2 years prior to or something like that. And it was too much money for me at that time, but it was a pretty good job. I had some money, and I was like, really? And he goes, dude, there's 3 of them sitting in the shop down the street right now. And I was like, he goes, I'm about to go buy one. And I was like, hey, I want one. And he goes, all right, I'm gonna go buy 2, and then you can just pay me back for the 1. And I'm like, yeah, but then I got to go and ride on the bus all the way. First, I got to walk down in Seattle 4 blocks to get on the bus. And then I got to put it on the bus. And then I got to carry this freaking box. But here it is. This is one of I have 2 SEAL battalion setups. This is one of them, fully boxed still. And so this is what he brings in, right? And he's like, all right, here you go.
Look at that.
So he, hang on. So I'm gonna set this on my lap. So he goes. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I have never heard of SEAL Battalion until you started bringing it up, and I guess I just don't understand. Is it like a cult following for this game?
I would say this game in particular, anybody that's played it and specifically, there is no other simulator that is as fun as this one is. This is an immersive experience when you're playing it. Like, so this, and their online component. So the blue button came out with what was called Line of Contact, which was the online version of Steel Battalion. And there was nothing more fun. This is the best online gaming experience that I've had with friends. Yeah, the net code was kind of crappy, so you could never get 5-on-5 because it was what's called, sorry, I'm going to nerd out for a second. It was what's called peer-to-peer, meaning you had peer-to-peer connections. So if there was one peer that didn't have a good connection with everybody, it would slow and lag out almost everyone. So the most you would really get was clean 3-on-3. Sometimes you could get 4-on-4, 4-on-3, but there's nothing cooler than rolling around a corner, you know, being out like one of you, like I'll just give you an example. Me riding in this one VT that's called a sheepdog, which it had a marker launcher. They were all unique. And this one you could mark other VTs, vertical tanks, robots of enemies. And so nothing cooler than going, all right, there's a little bit of a wall here. This could be a trap point. There could be somebody sitting around here. And you shooting it around the corner, and then boop, it pops up. And they're like, all right, there's a guy right around this corner. And then your 2 buddies come flying past you on your sides in 5th gear, wheel gear, go, all right, go, boom, and they just fly around and just start laying into it. There's nothing freaking cooler than that. Rolling into battle with your buddies and just annihilating people. Or knowing that somebody's coming around a corner and doing the shutdown, where you shut down all your toggle switches, and it would shut down. And what normally people would do is you would scan the horizon, and if there's a VT signature, it would go bloop and light up, and you could lock it. But if you're shut down, it would pass right over you and it would miss you. So they pass by and you see them just wheeling by you and you go, all right, fellas. Boop, and you turn on, power back up, and you start chasing, you just take them out from the, oh, dude, it was so awesome. But going back to this game, why it means so much to me is at that time, we got it, and I got this thing, and I'm carrying it down, and they're like homeless people looking at me all weird, even back in the day, right? And I legit probably had the meanest mean mug face that I've ever had. I'm not normally kind of a scary looking guy. I'm just not. I'm not big and intimidating. I normally smile at everybody and stuff. I specifically was so mean looking because I wanted everybody to stay the frick away from me. Like, everyone, don't even look at me. So but then I get on there. This takes up a whole entire seat on its own. Dude, this thing's freaking heavy as hell still. And then I get it home. And I set it up and I start playing it. And again, the experience that this created, the memories that have been created with this game. There's a reason why I play it still. A reason why I'm super excited that Wolfman, you decided to pick up one, because when you get some free time, we're gonna set it up. Play. I know Horton has one. He's gonna set it up and play. I love that I get to play with Trip. But you will see what I'm talking about when we start getting in there and start battling, and you start getting the nuanced controls and all that kind of stuff. The memories that I have with my buddies Squidly, King Lear, Githin, my buddy Ryan, all of those memories that this game specifically triggers for me is something that reason why it's so important to me. Like this one though, I mean, it is expensive. This is a CIB in box like this. This is an expensive thing, but it's not.
What does that cost? Yeah, what is that? What do you think something like that goes for right
Well,
now?
Wolf, you just got one, and your box wasn't actually in as good a box as mine. I have all the inserts and everything. So how much was yours?
God, what did I pay? I forgot.
You paid 500,
500,
and that was a
which I
good deal.
thought was a lot,
That
but
that was
it
a good
was,
deal too.
yeah, it did have, it looked like it was in good shape.
It is.
So, and
It
Dan
is.
said, get it, because he said he knows best. So I
Yep.
just listened to him.
Yep.
Dude,
his in great shape. But normally for this could be anywhere between $1 to $2 grand for a CIB really good condition box. I even have another one that's in better condition that actually is. I have the box that these came in. There was a separate box, a brown box that it came in with the plastic, black corner covers. I have all of that on my other Steel Battalion setup.
That's
So,
crazy.
but yeah, dude, it's just
so how old is that?
04. I think
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
the
all
first
right.
line of contact. I actually first Steel Battalion. I want to say came out in 02, like late 02, and then the re-release came out in 04 with line of contact. So
So,
go ahead.
oh no, listen, I don't want to interrupt, man.
You said so.
You're educating.
You said so. Go ahead. Ask
I
your
did,
question.
yeah. Okay, so that when
That's
we
so
were at
different.
Southern Pride, I remember we were at Southern Pride. Larson and I were walking around somewhere, and there was this like nerd herd in a corner by these computers.
Yep.
Yep, that was set up
And
there.
they had Steel Battalion set up. Now I'm not gonna diss anyone if it's all about
Nerd
camaraderie,
herd.
friendship. Yeah, dude. And I just remember some dude came because he noticed that you noticed it and that you were interested. I had no idea what the fuck I was looking at.
Yep.
And so we were walking around near him and he just caught your scent and he was like immediately just and he
Yep.
starts talking about the Steel Battalion stuff and I had no idea what was going on. He was like like his nerddom was sinking into my pores
Yep.
and I ended up tapping out. But I can respect the shit out of it if it's something that brings like okay, this is something that is like a fond memory for you, right? Your friends. It's like it's just like a certain level of camaraderie, man. Like you're just hanging out, having fun with friends. I can get down with that on any level. It's just something that I know nothing about. So I like hearing about it. That's what I'm saying. Like I didn't know a box came. I don't know what you get with it. I don't know what you do in the game. I've tuned into some of your Twitch streams and I'm watching you play this game and I'm like, what is this? So like,
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. So I'm trying to understand more,
Yeah, it's awesome. What was funny too is I'm gonna reenact exactly what Scan did. We walked over. I was like, Scan, check this out. We walk over there. Scan's standing right here, right? And then the dude starts talking to me, and I'm looking over because I'm checking on Scan. I'm talking to dude. I'm like, Scan is about to. He's glazing over. Is about it. And then he was like,
I almost fell asleep.
you
Like,
just
whoa.
straight went like this, and just turned to start walking off. I was like, all right, dude, I'm out. And then I was like, you all right? He's like, I couldn't take anymore. I was like, I know. But this game is it's the memories that this game. I mean, like I still talk with a buddy of mine off and on, Tonberry Killer. His name's John. Great dude. I mean, even his wife now, we still will communicate every now and again because we would just all just talk. So there's relationships that I've made with OG Xbox and this game in particular that are just they'll always be a part of my history in gaming because I'm so big into multiplayer stuff that the OG Xbox is what opened that world for me. That some of I did OG Xbox beta. So I mean, I was all over it. I love hanging out with people. I love just having fun. And this was one that I could have fun, and I wasn't constrained to having fun with just the people in my inner circle. Right? I could have
Right.
meet friends all over the world
Yeah.
before really the internet became what it is now with social media. And it's just you saw the box. The box is a work of art. It looks like like an ammo canister, right? It's just really, really a cool game, and it's a very important piece of my collection that won't ever go anywhere. I'll always have them. So,
Nope.
yeah.
I totally respect it, man. And I don't mean anything by the nerd joke.
Oh, I know.
It's just,
I know.
You know
It's
what I
all
mean?
good. It's all good. Yeah, it is a lot though. Like when you first get into it, you really have to know. I mean, like those of you that don't know, it's a 2.5-foot controller. It's about this wide. There's a gear shift on it. There's like 40 different buttons. There's 2 control sticks. There's 3-foot pedals. I mean, it's an experience. But it's the memories of playing it, and the memories that I'm hoping that we're going to be able to make at some
I
point
hope
soon.
so, man.
It's going to be
I
great.
really do.
Yep.
And the problem is Scan. I mean, it looks so cool, but for me, well, Dan knows this. Like I have the OG Xbox in my living room, and if you've ever seen my living room, it's a very long and narrow living room. Oh boy, I just knocked over all my wife's stuff. She's gonna kill me. Okay. That was not good. And we have it in the TV, and the TV is right when you walk in. And if you've seen, listen to what Dan just said. I mean, this thing is massive. So I have to well, exactly, it's what she said. You have to find, I have to find
never misses a beat.
The time when my wife and kids are out to set this up in the living room, because I'm afraid it's going to get damaged with the kids running in and out and the dog. Because I really have nowhere to set it up. I almost have to put it on my ottoman right now or TV stands. So it's a little bit more of a trick for me to get this set up. But it'll happen.
But
it'll
the thing is
soon.
I guarantee you the first time you actually do set it up, there's going to be more motivation for you to set it up. The first time you set it up and play it, there's going to be more motivation to do it next time.
Sure, because I'm going to love it, and I'm going to want to keep setting it up.
Super cool. All right, so does anybody else have anything that they want to cover before we cut it?
I think that's it. I'm trying to get toothpicks to keep my eyelids from shutting. Like I'm fading.
Dude, this was a lot of fun though, guys. I love the stories. I love being able just to hang and kick it with you guys like always. And so
amen.
So thanks to you, Wolf, for always, rolling with this with me. I just love hanging out with you. We don't get to do it enough, but I love to kick it. And Scan, thanks for taking time out of your schedule to kick it with us again. I love just hanging out with you. You always have a fun twist on your stories, like stories that come out of your mouth half the time. It's like you don't expect it to come out, like because you're so in like a different world, but then you're still a gamer at the same time, an arcader gamer, and it's really cool. Like
I appreciate that.
It's just fun.
I just like having fun, chopping it up, having a drink, having a good time, man. And if you roll with that, you're guaranteed to have good stories all the time. You know what I mean?
Yep. You're never losing in this group. That's for sure.
Never losing.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Well, thanks again for that. And, until next time.
Let's lose.
Peace.